welcome to Truly Heal and our new FAQ. Instead of standing in front of my gray wall with my PowerPoint, while traveling through the United States, I thought I'd rather share with you those magnificent places, blend in some drone shots like right now here at Lake Berryessa I. I've been swimming in the lake this morning. It's been freezing cold and I'm just slowly warming back up. But I thought I'll use that scenery as a backdrop for our FAQ. Now the FAQ has been something that I answered a lot of support tickets, almost 50 a day for the past year. Sometimes more, sometimes less, and I'm always happy when I open in the morning my email and there is not such a huge vast load, but many of them are very repetitive. So before you put your questions in, why don't you go through and look at some of the answers? I'll focus on cancer, focus on Lyme disease, focus on many of those chronic degenerative diseases and try to give you a bit of an overview of what I believe is the best solution. Now, the very first one that I would like to cover today has been 3 times in this morning, and for those of you who got my written answers, the problem is who is asking. And if you write for your dad, for your husband, for your mother, for anyone, then that's probably fine because it's a learning curve for you. But always understand it's the patient who needs to make the change. It's the patient who needs to ask the questions. So if you do the research and you present it to them and they go, yeah, but don't look at it, are not interested, or you give it to me, and they not get involved, none of the remedies really works. And that's one of the things that is important. First of all, you get frustrated. Secondary, you feel guilty. And third, it doesn't lead to a positive outcome. It is so important that the patient is engaged in this process, is convinced that that will help. If that doesn't happen and you just tell them what they should do and they follow your guidance, it never works. It's like my wife told me for years that I should stay off gluten and it would be bad for me and it would be the cause of many of my problems that I had, and no interest. And then finally I came to that point where I couldn't walk anymore. I had Achilles tendonitis in such a bad way. I had 5 different types of inlays in my shoes and bandages and all sorts of things. I dibbled around like an old fuddy-duddy and it didn't work anymore. And then while traveling, I stopped eating gluten. I just went onto a fruitarian diet, it was just the only thing organic that I could find and eat easily. So I was eating blueberries and raspberries and all sorts of fruits. And it vanished. Within 2 weeks, everything vanished. And it was my own discovery, it was my own action. And those years beforehand when my wife told me it didn't work. And I believe that is a very important part in any healing. The patient needs to get involved. The patient needs to be interested in the project. So if they don't come along, don't push them. For some people, it's a way out. For some people, it's an excuse. They need to go to that point where they say, now I need to turn around. And that's something, it's hard to watch. I see it myself. It's very hard to see from the outside. And you can bring in your suggestions, but the more you push, the more they move away. It's a natural process because it's not about you being convicted. It's about them. And that's my very first lesson to those who try to rescue mom, dad, children, husband, parents. It's you who gets frustrated and not them, all right? And now, scroll down. I have a few already that I'll record now from the Q&A, from the questions, but there will be probably a lot more. And if you have questions and while traveling would like to talk with me, meet with me, get my answers, write them to our support ticket and we'll be doing our best to support them.